How's it going, guys? Cody back again, dropping yet another video. Right, guys, the time is now, it's like 1:10 on Tuesday morning. I'm going to read this story, guys. As you can see from the title, 2 more prisoners die after testing positive for coronavirus. Before I start the video, I will just say this. Just because there's only 5 confirmed deaths out there in the media doesn't mean that more prisoners haven't died. And if you look through my timeline, you will see what I mean. More prisoners have died. More prisoners have tested positive with coronavirus than there was 88 the other day. And there's only 5 prison deaths now. Rubbish. The Ministry of Justice have said off the record that they will not be discussing anything reference COVID-19 deaths and things like that. Why? Because it will cause unrest and panic within our prisons. So the MOJ are covering up prisoners' deaths and coronavirus within our prisons. Fact. On that note, I'm going to read the story, guys. Link in the description below like I always do. Headline reads, 2 more prisoners die after testing positive for coronavirus. 2 more prisoners have died in the UK after testing positive for coronavirus. Both inmates had underlying health conditions, a prison service spokesperson has said. They continued. A 46-year-old inmate at HMP Low Newton and a 59-year-old prisoner at HMP Lachey have died in hospital over the weekend. Our condolences are with their families at this time. The Prison and Probation Ombudsman has been informed. The 2 prisoners are thought to be the 4th and 5th confirmed deaths of inmates following a coronavirus diagnosis. 3 of the deaths are prisoners at HMP Lachey in Cambridgeshire. Convicted paedophile Edwin Hillier, 84, was the first inmate to die on March the 22nd. Another prisoner, 77, died less than a week later in hospital. HMP Manchester also reported the death of an inmate aged 66 on March the 26th. He had been receiving end-of-life care for an underlying health condition before testing positive for coronavirus. Earlier today, the Ministry of Justice revealed that 107 prisoners had tested positive for COVID-19 as of 5 p.m. on Sunday. Some 19 members of staff from 12 different prisons have also tested positive. As for 4 workers from the prison escort and custody services. The news follows the death of 2 staff members at HMP London's Pentonville prison, announced on Saturday as Boville Peter and Patrick Beckford, rest in peace, God bless you both, in their 60s, who were both support staff workers and had been suffering from coronavirus symptoms. Prison Officer Association National Chairman Mark Furher said at the time, "My thoughts and prayers with everybody involved with these tragic deaths. 2 at the same prison is very concerning." And that's the end of the story, guys. Now, let me just stop you there, right? So, for those that don't know, there's been 3 deaths. I need to reiterate this again. There are more deaths in prisons than are being currently reported. Fact. And you might think, Cody, why are you saying that? You're talking rubbish. I speak to a lot of journalists, guys. Day in, day out, week in, week out. Fact, right? When more than one journalist from different media outlets, from a local and then nationals, are telling me, the MOJ have said, Cody, they will not be confirming or denying any stories reference COVID-19. Right? Now, they've confirmed this because they probably think, well, we can't say 100% there's been no deaths because there's been 2. There was 3. There was 2 at Lachey and 1 at Strangeways. So they're probably thinking, right, we've got to sort of like it's quite obvious with the fact we've had over nearly 5,500 deaths through this bloody virus. We've got to say, yeah, a couple of more have died, right? So Low Newton, to my knowledge, is a female prison. I used to write to a female prisoner up there. So Low Newton, which is, like I said, it's in Brasside and stuff up in Durham. I think that's the 46-year-old, I think, is a female. The other prisoner is at Lachey. Lachey, for those that don't know, is a 100% sex offender population. So rapists, paedophiles and stuff, right? Fact. It's that sort of prison, guys. And we've had 3 deaths there. So I think that you guys are not going to shed a tear for that. But like I said, they're saying officially 5 prisoners have died from this COVID-19. Nope, more. But the MOJ have said they will not be confirming prison deaths in regards to COVID-19 because it would cause, and I quote, unrest and panic in our prison. Unrest, riots, violence. It's already kicking off in prisons, trust me. Pockets is going off. You've seen the videos on my timeline. There's other videos that I can't post, but it's going off. Now, the reason that the MOJ are not moving, are trying to quell these stories is like I've alluded to. The more stories that get out about deaths in custody, the more prisoners will panic, and that increases the risk of riots. That's the last thing they want. There's over 8,000 staff off at the moment across Her Majesty's Prison and Probation Service. Officers, like HR staff, things like that, prison and escort, custody staff. Over 8,000 of them are off. If the prisoners rioted, it would cause mayhem, and it would put an increased pressure on the NHS as well as the fire service and everything else, right? So it's not the true number, guys. I'm sorry, you've got to remember, I do not do conspiracy theories at all. But I'm telling you now, a lot of people are like sheep and think, well, if it's in a newspaper, it's real. Get real. I can show you emails from journalists that are saying, Cody, they won't confirm it. 2 deaths at Preston, 2 deaths at Armley, right? I heard from a prison nurse, there's been 2 deaths at Wandsworth. Then you have the 2 at Pentonville, which has been confirmed, at Beauville Peter and Patrick Beckford, God bless them both, may they rest in peace. 5 prisoners now, 3 sex offenders, 2, 1 at Strangeway, 3 sex offenders from confirmed sex offenders from Lachey, 100% sex offenders population, 1 46-year-old from HMP Low Newton, and 1 at Strangeway, 66-year-old, who had an underlying health problem and was receiving end of life care. So yeah, there's more to it, guys, than what's being reported in the media. Mark my words. This is why prisoners and prisoners' families, we all need to come together, because we need to get the stories out. Can I just reiterate? You know these stories, right? When you're reading stuff like this, right? Like I said, it probably can't focus there. But when you see stories like that, 2 prisoners die after testing positive, right? People read the newspapers and think, oh, well, it's the newspapers, they've got to tell the truth. No, come on now. Like I've said, guys, the media, like I said, people are like sheep and they believe everything they read, right? So it's in a newspaper, well, it's got to be real, it's in a newspaper, they've only said 5, Cody, so that must mean 5. Come on now. This is a government where there's paedophile rings at play. Prince Andrew's a nonce, right? You've got to look at what's going on, guys. When I watch Prime Minister's Question Time, I've never seen so many criminals under the same roof since I was in prison. The last person with honest intentions to enter the Houses of Parliament, Guy Fawkes, fact. Right? Do not be taken in by what's being force-fed to you. Oh, well, there must be this many, so it's just that. There's more prisoners dead in prison to this COVID-19 than you will find out, fact. And like I said, when you see stories like that, right, the prison don't ring up and run to the media. Yes, hello, yeah, we've had 2 deaths. Do they fuck? Prisoners' families contact the paper. Prison officers blow the whistle and say, right, I'm an officer. I've set up this fake email account. Yeah, there's been 2 deaths at this prison. There's been a death at this prison, death at that prison. Whistleblowers and families contacting the papers and saying, our loved ones died. The prison are then, like I said, they probably thought, right, well, we've denied so many. We've denied X amount of deaths. We'll admit this. And like I said, I do not do conspiracy theories, but I can tell you wholeheartedly, the MOJ are covering up prison deaths. Fact at the moment. I'm sorry to say it. Fact. If you only believe, there's been 5,500 people that have died through COVID-19 in the UK, apparently. You're telling me that only 5 of them are prisoners, with the fact that people keep getting sent to prison, prison visits carried on, prison officers not social distancing and keep going to work, and you're telling me that only 5 prisoners have died. We've got an aging prison population. 15% of prisoners have got respiratory problems, right? Prison healthcare being appalling as it is, prisoners have got underlying health problems. And you're telling me that up to now, you believe there's only been 5 deaths in prison. Rubbish. Sorry, guys, rubbish. Anyway, link in the description below. Like, comment, subscribe. Cody out. God bless Boris Johnson, even though, like I said, I don't agree with his racism side of things, but I hope he pulls through. I don't want anyone dying from this bloody thing. Gonna leave it there, guys. Like, comment, subscribe. Cody out.